I still remember the exact moment everything in my life changed. It was an ordinary Tuesday evening. The kind of evening that quietly blends into every other day of married life. I came home from work a little earlier than usual. The sun was beginning to set, painting the sky outside our living room window with soft orange light. Our house was quiet, and the silence felt peaceful at first. My wife, Emily, was in the kitchen, humming softly while cooking dinner. The smell of garlic and butter filled the air. "Hey," I said, dropping my keys on the table. She looked up and smiled the way she always did, warm, gentle, familiar. "You're early," she said. Meeting got cancelled. She wiped her hands on a towel and walked over to hug me. For a moment, everything felt perfectly normal. And that's what makes what happened next so hard to believe. Because sometimes the biggest secrets are hidden inside the most ordinary moments. Our perfect life. Emily and I had been married for 6 years. We met in college. She was studying art history, and I was an engineering major who spent most of his time buried in textbooks. Somehow we became friends after getting paired together for a class project. Emily had a way of making people feel comfortable. She laughed easily, listened carefully, and had this quiet confidence that drew people toward her. I fell in love with her slowly. She fell in love with me faster. By the time we graduated, we were inseparable. 2 years later, we got married. Our life wasn't glamorous, but it was stable. I worked as a project engineer for a construction company, and Emily worked at a local marketing agency. We bought a small house in a quiet neighborhood. Every Sunday morning we drank coffee on the porch. Every Friday night we watched movies together. If you had asked me then, I would have told you I was one of the luckiest men alive. But looking back now, I realize something strange. There were signs. Tiny ones. The kind you only notice after it's too late. The first strange thing. It started with something small. Emily began guarding her phone. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal. Everyone checks their phone. But over time, I noticed patterns. If I walked into the room, she would quickly lock the screen. If a message came in, she would step outside to read it. She started taking calls in the other room. One night I joked about it. Secret admirer. I teased. She laughed. Just work stuff. And I believed her. Because when you trust someone, your mind automatically explains things away. You don't look for problems. You avoid them. Late nights. A few weeks later, Emily started coming home later from work. Her marketing agency was launching a big campaign, she said. Deadlines. Client meetings. Extra hours. Again, I believed her. But something about her behavior felt different. She was distant. Distracted. Sometimes she seemed nervous for no clear reason. One night I woke up around 2 a.m. and noticed she wasn't in bed. I found her sitting on the couch in the dark, scrolling through her phone. "Everything okay?" I asked. She looked startled. "Oh, yeah, I just couldn't sleep." Then she quickly locked her phone. The message. The truth began to unravel on a Saturday morning. Emily was in the shower, and her phone was on the kitchen counter. I wasn't planning to check it. I never had before. But then the screen lit up. A message popped up. I couldn't help seeing it. "I miss you already." My stomach tightened. The sender's name was saved as Alex. I told myself not to jump to conclusions. Maybe it was a coworker. Maybe it meant nothing. But curiosity can be dangerous. Before I could stop myself, I picked up the phone. The screen wasn't locked. And that's when my entire world began to collapse. The conversation. The messages. Between Emily and Alex went back months. Hundreds of texts. Maybe thousands. My hands started shaking as I scrolled. At first, the conversation looked harmless. Jokes. Work complaints. Memes. Then the tone changed. Flirting. Late-night conversations. Inside jokes I didn't understand. Then the words that made my chest feel hollow. "I wish we didn't have to hide." Another message. "Soon." And finally, "I love you." I stared at the screen, unable to breathe. Emily was having an affair. The worst part. But that wasn't even the worst part. I clicked on Alex's profile photo. And my heart dropped. Because I recognized him immediately. Alex wasn't a coworker. He was my best friend. We had known each other since high school. He had been the best man at my wedding. The shock. I sat there in the kitchen, staring at the phone while the sound of the shower ran upstairs. My mind felt numb. Part of me wanted to confront Emily immediately. Another part of me wanted to pretend I had never seen anything. Because once the truth is spoken out loud, everything changes. And you can never go back. Then I saw the latest message. It had been sent just minutes earlier. Alex. Tonight. Emily replied seconds later. Yes. Same place. My hands stopped shaking. Suddenly, I knew exactly what I was going to do. The plan. That evening, Emily told me she had to work late again. I nodded and acted normal. Inside, my mind was racing. She left the house around 7 p.m. 10 minutes later, I grabbed my car keys and followed her. I stayed several cars behind. My heart was pounding the entire time. Emily drove across town and parked near a small restaurant. Then she got out, and Alex walked up to meet her. They hugged. Not like friends. Like lovers. I watched from the car as they walked inside together. In that moment, something inside me broke. But another part of me became strangely calm. Because I realized something important. They thought I had no idea. And that meant I had time. Time to decide exactly how I wanted this to end. The long game. Most people would have confronted them immediately. Created a scene. Shouted. Maybe thrown punches. But I didn't. Because anger fades. But consequences last. Instead, I decided to wait. And plan. If Emily and Alex wanted to lie to me for months, then I could wait a little longer. Gathering the truth. Over the next few weeks, I quietly collected evidence. Screenshots. Photos. Dates. Hotel receipts I found in Emily's email. Messages I captured whenever she left her phone unattended. The affair had been going on for almost a year. 1 full year. While Alex came to our house for barbecues. While Emily kissed me goodnight. While we talked about maybe having kids someday. Every lie became another piece of the puzzle. And slowly, a plan began forming in my mind. The perfect opportunity. 3 months later, Emily decided to host a party. It was supposed to be a celebration. Our 6-year wedding anniversary. Friends and family were invited. Including Alex. Emily looked excited while planning it. She had no idea that the party she was organizing would change her life forever. The night of the party. Our house was full of people. Music played. Laughter filled the rooms. Everyone congratulated us on 6 years of marriage. Emily looked beautiful in a dark blue dress. Alex arrived late. When he walked in, he greeted me with a smile. Happy anniversary, man. I smiled back. Thanks. Inside, I felt nothing. The party went on for hours. Then, around 10 p.m., I tapped my glass with a spoon. Hey everyone, I said. I just want to say a few words. The room grew quiet. Emily smiled at me lovingly. Alex stood beside the couch, sipping a drink. And that's when I pressed play. The truth. The TV behind me lit up. At first, people thought it was a slideshow of photos, pictures from our wedding, vacations, happy memories. Then the images changed. Screenshots, messages, hotel bookings, photos of Emily and Alex together. The room went completely silent. Emily's smile disappeared. Alex's face turned pale. No one said a word. Because suddenly everyone understood what they were looking at. The truth. The fallout. Emily started shaking. Turn it off, she whispered. I didn't. The final screenshot appeared on the screen. The message that started it all. I love you. Then I turned to the room. I thought everyone should know what we're really celebrating tonight. Emily burst into tears. Alex walked toward the door without saying a word. My best friend. Gone. And my marriage ended in front of everyone. Aftermath. The party ended quickly after that. People left quietly. Some apologized to me. Others looked too shocked to speak. Emily tried to talk to me later that night. I didn't listen. The next morning, I filed for divorce. 1 year later. It has been a year since that night. Emily and Alex didn't last long. Their relationship ended a few months after the divorce. Apparently, trust is hard to build when a relationship begins with betrayal. As for me, life slowly moved forward. I moved to a new apartment. Focused on work. Spent more time with friends who had truly been loyal. Sometimes I still think about the life I thought I had. But the strange thing is, I don't feel angry anymore. Because in the end, the truth set me free. And sometimes the most painful discoveries are the ones that save you.